Hello, history enthusiasts. Today we are embarking on an exciting journey into the depths of the past. Together, we will uncover forgotten stories, astonishing events, and the hidden corners of history. If you're ready, let's get started. Welcome to the era of Suleiman the Magnificent, one of the longest reigning and most powerful sultans in Ottoman history. In Europe, he is known as Suleiman the Magnificent, while in our lands he is more commonly called Kanuni. But why Kanuni? Why magnificent? And what did the Ottoman Empire experience during these long years of his reign? Come, let's embark together on a journey through this glorious period of history. When Kanuni ascended the throne in 1520, he was only 26 years old. The Ottoman Empire was already a powerful state, but Kanuni took that power to its peak. In Europe, he was known as Suleiman the Magnificent for his grand campaigns and splendor, while internally he earned the title Kanuni because of his emphasis on law and state order. He enforced the laws he enacted without compromise and granted no one special privileges. He was also deeply interested in literature. His poems, written under the pen name Muhibi, show that he was not only a ruler, but also an artist. Kanuni Sultan Suleiman's first major campaign, after ascending the throne, was the Belgrade campaign. In 1521, Belgrade was of great significance for the Ottomans as it served as a gateway into Europe. This crucial fortress, which even Mehmed the Conqueror had been unable to capture, was added to Ottoman territory thanks to Suleiman's determination and the strength of his army. In this way, the Ottomans gained a strategic base for future campaigns deeper into Europe. Immediately after this success, Suleiman turned his attention to the Mediterranean and launched the Rhodes campaign in 1522. At that time, the island of Rhodes was in the hands of the Knights of Rhodes, who were considered among the most formidable warriors of Europe. Unlike ordinary soldiers, these knights were renowned for their discipline, equipment, and combat experience. With the conquest of Rhodes, the Ottomans secured their position in the Mediterranean, strengthened their dominance in the region, and took control of the vital sea trade routes. During the reign of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, the Ottoman Empire faced powerful rivals both in the east and the west. In the west, Holy Roman Emperor Charles V and his brother Ferdinand, King of Austria, posed significant threats to the Ottomans. At the same time, King Louis II of Hungary and King Francis I of France were also influential actors on the European stage. In the east, the Ottomans' greatest rival was Shah Tahmasp, ruler of the Safavid Empire. Thus, the Ottomans had to struggle against major powers simultaneously in both Europe and the East. One of the most famous battles in Ottoman history, Mohacs. This battle against Hungary lasted only 2 hours. The Ottoman army achieved such a swift and decisive victory that the Kingdom of Hungary completely collapsed. With this triumph, the gates of Central Europe were opened to the Ottomans. After Mohacs, the next target was the heart of Europe, Vienna. Kanuni laid siege to the city with a large army. However, heavy artillery could not be transported in time, and the winter conditions were extremely harsh. As a result, the siege failed. This marked the first time that the Ottoman advance in Europe was halted. This is one of Kanuni's most significant diplomatic achievements in Europe. During the German campaign, negotiations were held with Austria. Through the Treaty of Istanbul, the Austrian king was recognized as equal to the Ottoman Grand Vizier, Ibrahim Pasha. Just imagine, even a Grand Vizier in the Ottoman Empire was considered on par with the Austrian king. This demonstrates how powerful the Ottoman Empire had become. Kanuni granted commercial privileges to France. These privileges are called capitulations. Although some concessions had previously been given to the Genoese and Venetians, the first major capitulation in its true sense occurred during Kanuni's reign. The aim was both to stimulate trade and generate revenue for the Ottoman Empire, as well as to weaken Christian unity. By aligning with France, he sought to undermine the power of Austria and Spain. Kanuni not only campaigned westward, but also toward the east. After years of conflict with the Safavids, the Treaty of Amasya was signed in 1555. This was the first official peace agreement between the Ottoman Empire and Iran. Kanuni's final campaign was the siege of Szigetvar in Hungary. Despite being old and ill, he still took command of the army, as the soldiers longed to see him. However, he passed away at Szigetvar. His internal organs were buried there, while his body was brought to Istanbul and laid to rest in his tomb at the Süleymaniye Mosque. Thus, the longest reigning sultan in Ottoman history bid farewell to life. During the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, the Ottoman Empire became a great power not only on land, but also at sea. One of the clearest proofs of this was undoubtedly the naval victory of Preveza in 1538. Under the command of Barbaros Hayreddin Pasha, the Ottoman navy defeated the United Crusader fleet and secured complete dominance over the Mediterranean. This victory made the Ottomans unrivaled at sea. The island of Cyprus, which was of critical importance for the security of the Mediterranean, was incorporated into Ottoman territory in 1571. However, soon after this conquest, the Battle of Lepanto dealt a heavy blow to the Ottomans. The Ottoman fleet was burned and severe losses were suffered. Nevertheless, thanks to the empire's strength and determination, the navy was rebuilt in a short time. In later years, the Cretan War, which lasted 25 years, was a sign that the Ottomans had begun to gradually lose their former might. One of the most remarkable figures of this era was undoubtedly Barbaros Hayreddin Pasha. Appointed by Suleiman as Grand Admiral Capudan Pasha, he became the first seafarer in Ottoman history to take a seat in the Imperial Council, Divan. While Europeans called him Barbarossa, meaning Redbeard, Suleiman honored him with the name Hayreddin. Thus, he took his place in history as Barbaros Hayreddin Pasha. One of the figures who kept the Ottoman Empire standing after Suleiman was Sokolu Mehmed Pasha. He served as Grand Vizier during the reigns of Suleiman, Selim II, and Murad III. In other words, he acted as vizier to 3 sultans and guided the course of the state. For this reason, he is remembered as one of the last great statesmen of the Ottoman Empire. So, friends, this was the era of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. The Ottoman Empire experienced its peak of power both on land and at sea, while also leaving a great legacy in culture and the arts. If you enjoy these kinds of journeys through history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next episode.